you have to say something. Like you have to walk this tightrope of pretending that you're saying something critical, but not actually saying something critical as to enrage your master.
Yeah, the master. Yeah, it's along the lines of what Mike was saying about his tactic with the feet. You go in and you say, no, his feet are beautiful. Cinderella's feet are beautiful, right?
Cinderella.
And it's like, they have to be quick enough to know that they're being tested.
Right.
This is not a safe space. It's never been a safe space. I would never claim to actually make a safe space so that right there should be a red flag. If they're smart enough to be on my team, they should know that.
Welcome to the Fantasy Cast podcast, where three grown men pass the time by sharing their deepest, darkest fantasies. Here we go.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. You're technically our second guest. Yeah.
And second is the best. Everybody knows that.
Paul, I mean, we had him on and we were just starting off. Those were earlier times. And I feel like we let him down in a lot of ways. Like he was bringing it and we...
I'm prepared to be let down. I came prepared to be let down.
I want to tell you about our last guest. It was a long time ago. A really good friend of mine. He did the whole thing in his bed, literally chain smoking with like a the microphone he had was like one of those headsets you get at the gas station, and he's like a big dude, and he brought the heat, so we can't really complain.
That sounds amazing. I mean, he's already showing me up in a lot of ways. I'm sitting upright, so boring, so basic.
Don't sweat it. It's a completely different thing here.
It's nice to have a woman's voice on the pod, right?
Well,
I'm sorry. I had to bring it up.
I just assume that no women ever listen to this ever. That's my just general assumption.
I had a policy earlier on, no women, because I thought that if we had women on, they would make fun of us. They wouldn't take it seriously. They'd use it as an opportunity to humiliate us.
Oh yeah, I'm going to.
Know?
Yeah.
Oh.
What were you expecting?
Have you guys ever heard of graham cracker surprise?
No.
This is this cool thing me and my wife do. We get graham crackers. It's really easy and all the supplies are really affordable. What you do is you get some graham crackers, break them up because they come in, you can break them in half. Don't do quarters, just do halves. Get some cream cheese, regular, no chives. Okay, this is more of a sweet thing. It's the thing you do at nighttime. And you put the cream cheese on the graham crackers, but it doesn't stop there. You're going to need a couple other things. And I think you can get it all at Trader Joe's. Apple butter and just fresh apples. They're in season now. Slice them up, put them on there. It's a great dessert for nighttime. And it's not going to break the bank when you look at your bank account later on.
And it's not going to break your calorie restriction.
Yes, that's also what I meant to say. Thank you for pointing it out. It's also not super sweet. There's not like a lot of sugar. There's some sugar in the graham crackers, but this stuff is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You slice the apples, you lay it on top.
Yes, you can do if you cut it thin enough, you can get 3 slices on there to cover the full square. And it also depends on how big the apple is. But go on.
You were talking about fancy nachos one time. Or some kind of nachos that you and your wife did.
Healthy nachos are called.
Healthy nachos, that's right.
Yeah, I can tell you guys that recipe. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go ahead, sure.
I mean, not really, but yeah.
It's just a great way to show you kind of how I'm living, what's going inside of my body. And, this is part of my life, who I am. So healthy nachos are you cut up apple, again, healthy alternative to say cookies or ice cream bars or whatever. So you cut up, who cares? So you cut up some fucking apples, okay, and you get some peanut butter and you put it on there and you just drizzle some honey over. I already said this before. I mean, Nathan, you could have told me what it was.
I couldn't remember if it was I get that confused with Ned Flanders' healthy nachos of cucumbers and cottage cheese. I couldn't remember which one you guys did.
I can't tell which one sounds better.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, you guys are living healthy. getting your relationship closer through food is always good.
Getting your relationship closer to Christ through food.
That's right. There's a lot of things that you guys don't do because of your strict religious upbringing, but the one thing that you can do is eat healthy, So it's good to see you guys doing that.
God always smiles upon that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about well, you said that, and that kind of set something off. It said you said this, I think you just said it, that you can't control everything in your relationship, but you can control not the health food you eat. Is that what you just said?
Well, listen to this. You can't control everything in a relationship, but you can withhold or consume food. You can control the food that comes into your body and that comes out. So you have that kind of control within a relationship.
You can't control everything in a relationship, but you can control if you eat foods that give you volcanic diarrhea or not.
Right.
Right. Okay.
I'm talking hunger strikes. I'm talking gorging. I'm talking, these are things that your partner might have a financial hold over you, might have a psychological, physical, whatever you want to call it, but they can't physically make you eat food. It'd be very difficult for them to do that.
I disagree with. That's a practice I actually wanted to bring up today in the pod. I wanted to talk about feeder relationships.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I love being wrong, so I would love to hear all about the feeder relationships. In fact, I'm really fascinated by any kind of punishment or discipline of any kind. If that falls into that category, I'm not sure if it does. So, looking forward to that.
In my fantasy, it definitely does.
Okay.
Great. Well, hold on. Let's pump the brakes, guys. This feels like we're going 100 miles an hour right off the bat. Let's do some quick introductions here. My name's Mike. This is Nathan. And today on the show, we have Brooke Bundy, who is an actress, singer, dancer, podcaster.
I'm a regular old quintuple threat.
Wow.
Quintuple threat.
Of all the most annoying things.
But there's only about 4 or 5 of those still living in the world.
I know. There's not that many of me.
Threats. So, yeah.
That's true.
And none of them are in Los Angeles, which is where I am.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because we brought you in because we needed someone from Los Angeles that knows what's going on there, because we are talking about teams today. Mm-hmm. Who's on your team? Okay, you're gonna right off the bat, first things that come to mind. You want your makeup person, your hairdresser, you want your driver, you want your chauffeur. I'm a Midwestern boy, you know what I mean? I only dream about that kind of stuff. So, to me, my reference points are 2 things: Entourage and The Idol, of course.
Yeah. Of course.
So Nathan and Brooke and I were talking on the phone, just like teams. What's your dream team? What team do you want? So I threw the idea to Nathan. Nathan's like, gosh, I'm having a really hard time here. I've only seen Entourage. I've only seen The Idol. I think we should bring in Brooke. They live in Los Angeles. They know what's going on. So,
well, it's you brought in the Entourage bit, which is definitely teams, and I'm on the East Coast. In DC. So there's you have a fixer, you have a speechwriter, you have the person that's like talking about political teams.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, who knows where the bodies are buried? Who knows how to get things done? You got to have somebody that can bring in the money. We're talking big, massive teams of people that you just subjugate and humiliate. We've all heard the stories about people getting shit thrown at them and the embarrassing, humiliating things they have to do for their idiot politician bosses. Masters.
Mommy, daddy, yes.
Yeah.
So that's a story tradition of teams in my neck of the woods too. So I'm glad you brought that up, Mike.
Yeah, it's important. Everyone needs a team.
Yeah, and Mike, you're in the Midwest, so it's okay, who's going to go out and get clean drinking water? Who's going to find a good place to bury batteries to bury the deer for the winter? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's going to be doing that kind of stuff?
We do things a little bit different, but what you need to create a core team. It translates from region to region.
Yeah.
Right.
There are specificities, but we all need a team.
Yeah.
Behind us that we can crush, that we can subjugate, that we can discipline, to your point, Nathan.
Yeah.
It's almost the most important part.
Right. Because you can't have anybody straying because they know all your secrets and they could ruin you. So you have to, keep them binded to you by fear or stick of the carrot, or either they're going to get your crumbs, your celebrity crumbs or your political power crumbs, or you're going to eliminate their bloodline in some way.
Yeah, I was just harsh kicks to the groin.
Exactly.
Take that off the table.
Yeah. While you're talking, I was thinking about what I wanted to say, and that is, in The Idol, The Weeknd. No one talks about this. Everyone's seen The Idol, but no one ever mentions the part where the Idol has he has a shock collar on a guy, one of his team members. And he's standing naked in front of him and the rest of his entourage, and he's tasering him while this guy is showing him his fuck style.
Wow.
Do you guys remember this?
I don't. I've never seen that movie, Mike.
It's what inspired me to do the same thing to my team members.
It's weird. Sometimes I'll watch TV and I'll be like, wow, everyone's seen this really demented thing and no one,
I don't know how far most people made it through The Idol, myself included.
This was episode 2. We're talking early.
I know. I didn't make it that far.
Oh, okay.
No shade, no disrespect to the incredible team that made that. I just thought it was bad and unwatchable.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It was an incredible team of people, though.
You've seen that's cool.
I'd love to work with all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it.
But I hate their work.
You've seen all of Entourage, though.
Of course, yeah. That's unmissable,
Yeah.
That's Idol's so bad you can't look away. Entourage is so good you can't look away.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. 8 seasons.
It got 8 seasons for a reason.
Only 8 episodes per season?
That's the right amount.
Need anymore. Yeah, they're able to tell
do this week.
Yeah, it's succinct storytelling.
Yeah, the efficiency of the writing is incredible on that show.
Incredible.
Oh my God.
And we can learn a lot from it,
Vince acts decisively after his date with Sophia and takes a very surprising step. I bet they're talking marriage. Ari and his wife go to therapy. Damn, Ari's okay. Sounds like they're going to get healed. This is the last episode. The guys try to convince Sloane to give Eric a second chance. Interesting. Seems like it gets all wrapped up in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too late now for me to recall, but I think they tied it up pretty well.
Yeah. So
okay.
So we got this team's idea, and I'm wondering where do you guys want to go with it? Do you have something lined up and to kind of flesh this thing out, or some kind of fantasy, or what is your team? What does it look like? Is there any scenario in which your team comes to mind that you would wish for a certain kind of team?
I feel like I want my team to be 100% beta cuck type men, obviously.
Yeah.
And I do want to engage some of them, but not all of them in theater fantasies. Some of them I want to immobilize through food. I want to metaphorically or literally chain them up to a better structure.
Yeah.
Force so much food down their throats that they're nauseous or throwing up, and then make them keep eating. And then some of them to your point, want to starve and withhold. And you're too fat. You need to lose weight. You're too fat. Constant mind games, and then flip it.
Yeah.
Once you feed the feeders, you tell them they've gotten too fat, etc.
Yeah. Yeah. I picture so within the betas, the stable of betas that you have, on your property, you some of them you're force feeding, some of you're withholding, other people you're brutalizing in other ways. But the ones that you're withholding, I imagine you throwing like they're all in the same room, locked in some kind of shed or something like that, eating drinking only water and eating celery or something like 0 calorie. You throw an entire ham in there.
Yeah.
And just see what the fuck happens.
See what happens.
Just see them get crazy on it, crazy with each other,
Oh my God, not totally.
Back up, not an entire ham. I'm talking like a quarter of a chicken, not enough to feed any one person.
A shred.
You want them to share.
So like if one guy ate that, he would be thrilled and he might be satiated for the night. But they have to figure out a way to work together. And
or tear each other apart to get
each other apart and
which
dominate.
is what I hope for when I do something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And to Mike's point, bring in the shock collar, see where that takes it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't take credit for that, but I know what you mean.
But you made the point.
I feel like Abel brought that on the set himself. Seems like something The Weeknd actually has done.
Oh, yeah. And I don't think you can work for The Weeknd without showing him your F style.
Yeah.
You can tell he's going to ask for something. He has a gentle face and a calm demeanor. At least what I thought. But I watched this TV show. You guys couldn't get through it, but this guy has got dark energy in him, and he can really pull it out when he wants to. And I want to see what this young guy does next. I really, really, really do.
Yeah. So yeah, Brooke, back to what you were saying about the betas that you have. I feel like so you have this, like you're the alpha, then you have these betas. Within that cohort of betas, they develop their own hierarchy.
Yes.
Where within the betas, some are alphas, some are, especially like if you pit them against each other, like you throw that quarter of a chicken in the windowless basement room with these guys, one of them is going to rise to the top, or negotiate with the others to get the biggest piece of chicken.
Yeah, it's a good exercise in dominance, but I like to shift the dominance. I play into those dynamics. I number them and then I change the numbers. So it's like, one, you're number one. Now you're number one. No, now you're number 4, et cetera.
Yeah. It's like the Stanford prison experiment.
What are their
big
roles?
Influence.
What are they doing for you?
Everything. I mean, one's my financial manager. That one's a feeder. You got to keep that guy fed so he can think about numbers.
He's got to have enough.
Do the right investments for you.
Math, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Calories.
One's just there to kind of, 3 or 4 are there to just compliment me, fawn over me.
Yes.
They're all feet guys, so make comments about my in reality ogre-like feet. But I like to live in a delusion where they're beautiful and feminine and tiny. And I keep that alive through the betas.
Yeah. Okay, so check this out. Your betas are all like you've selected guys with different kinks that complement you, right? So you have, for example, the feet guys. In the midst of developing this team, you realize that one of the guys actually has feet that are desirable to these other guys, and you can walk in and fill in the blank, do whatever you want.
Okay,
basically,
can I take this one?
Yeah,
can I take this one?
Yeah,
is that cool?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I bust in. I'm walking around and I'm talking on the phone. You know what I mean? I'm talking to my agent, screaming at this guy. And just basically tell him I'm going to rip his throat out if he doesn't give me the next part in this. Brooke, give me something. You're in Los Angeles. Give me this.
In the Idol season.
A Noah Baumbach movie where I play a writer in New York or something, and I'm married to someone who's blonde.
Yeah.
And I'm conflicted about something or some shit. I don't know. Okay, so I'm like, I want this part. I need this indie-ish cred. I guess he's not indie anymore, but whatever. I need some indie cred. I want to get in there. You know what I mean? I bust in. They're in just this big room, and they're all looking at one of the other betas' feet. They obviously just found out about it, and they're all looking at each other, like trying to like see like who's going to feed out first.
Yeah.
Okay. I see this, and I stop talking, and you can hear my agent on the phone like crying and stuff, and I just hang up on him. It's a flip phone. Okay, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You know what I mean? The guy, basically it's like the Cinderella person. Let's call him Cinderella. That's what I call him. Well, Cinderellas. Look, we got ourselves a little Cinderella. You know what I mean? I start fluffing up the pillows, just trying to like assess what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Because I'm like so fucking enraged, and like I know that this can mess up the whole hierarchy.
And they know when you're calmest is when it's scariest. Exactly.
When I'm at ease, they know the storm is coming. So gosh, I'm like my heart's racing here. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm in there right now. So I mean, those feet. I say, you know what I do? I roll with it. I'm like, oh my God. You know, I've never noticed you have such beautiful, beautiful feet. You know what I mean? And I had them pull it out. They're also all wearing like silk robes and stuff. And I just picture like a lot of like silk pillows and shit like that.
Yeah.
I
like a sleepover.
Oh yeah, they're just like too comfortable, and it's like 2:30. Sun is just pouring in there. It's just like that gross. It's just like you shouldn't be wearing that shit at this time of day. I start rubbing their feet, and I'm like, what do you guys think? And they're trying to just contain themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are really good feet. And then I take off my shoes. You know what I mean? And in this scenario, I'm not Brooke, but I'm like riffing off of Brooke's thing. My feet are fucked up because I used to be a dancer. So they're all fucked up. And but they're not as good as my feet, are they? And they're like, no, not at all. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, guys, look at these feet and look at my feet. And you look me in the eye and you tell me that's little Cinderella here rubbing their feet are better than my feet. You know what I mean? The room goes quiet. You just hear a high-pitched tone. Ding! You know what I mean? Because it's so tense in there. No, tell me. And I make each one stand in front of me, look me in the eyes, and tell me these feet are better, that my feet are better than these fucking feet. You know what I mean? They each say, and they say, your feet are better, and I slap them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now get out of here. Next one comes.
Yeah.
What's the right answer? They say, it's Cinderella, your feet, not Cinderella's. I slap them. The last one comes, they say, Cinderella's feet, and that one drives me fucking crazy. That's the one I make an example of, because that says to them, if I ever see you guys acting like this again, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you. You're not gonna say goodbye to your calories. You know what I mean? Because you are gonna be looking like Fiona Apple by the time I'm done with you by the end of this week. Okay, that's your new names, and I call them Fiona from that point on. Cinderella and Fiona, two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
I like
great.
That's just.
I thought of something, but I don't want to step on your toes, Brooke. If you had something you want to say.
No, I love this. I love this because I'm learning a lot, you know, about different strategies for torture and humiliation and discipline, which is kind of why I'm here. So please, by all means.
So you walk in to this. I picture like a army style barracks bunker situation, like Full Metal Jacket, and there's like a bunch of bunks stacked next to each other. And you walk up to this guy, Cinderella, a guy who you intentionally brought on because you knew that he was younger, his feet were more attractive. Like you brought, like, this isn't a mistake that this guy is here. You know, like you're way too, like I'm way too calculated for that. So I walk up to him and kind of similar to what you were doing, Mike, I dote on him. I'm like, come, sit down. I get him a higher thread count sheets than all these other guys, which basically have what amount to like burlap sacks. And I make it seem like I'm really like this is my new pet. Like I'm in love with this guy, and everybody's getting jealous. And then I throw some shoes at him that are like, let's say he's a size 12. I throw some not size 9 shoes at him, and I'm like, go ahead, put them on. He's like, I can't fit into it. And I'm like, go ahead, no, put them on. You can fit into them. And I make him like Song Dynasty style. like break his feet to fit into these shoes and bind them, you know,
Oh my God, I love this.
Basically contort, like show everybody else that anything that is beautiful or unique to any one of them can be taken from them and turned into something that I want, you know. So it's like making an example of him, but like turning him into basically a human sculpture for my own power and sexual fantasies.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I thought that'd be cool.
So, Brooke, we got a finance guy. We got 3 to 4 fawns.
Yeah.
Let's call them fish.
Yeah.
I like fish.
we got to have. Who else we got here?
Well, yeah, makeup, hair.
Makeup. Okay, makeup.
I like a type of massage that's like an internal manipulation. They go inside my mouth with their bare hands and they work the inside of the mouth and all the muscles and like tongue massage, and they do viscera massage. They massage my organs from the outside and from the inside.
Jesus Christ.
That would feel amazing.
That is sick.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't really function without it.
Yeah.
Are you talking and like closing deals when they're like massaging your mouth, your eyes open? Like, what's the vibe here?
The deals never stop. This is Los Angeles, you know. You've seen The Idol. The deals never stop. The machine stops for no one. That's why I need a team.
Yeah.
That show wasn't really good.
Do you understand?
Yes.
This masseuse.
I think
you can't understand it because you're from the woods. You're from flyover. Disgusting kind of normal country. Like your baristas don't look like our baristas.
I know.
Yeah.
Dysentery. I know. It's
all our baristas are models.
I believe it.
And it
all sounds
have
like a beautiful place.
Very, very inexpensive work done. So, you know.
What does that mean? What do you mean work done?
You know, like lips, Botox.
Like baristas and stuff do that just for like being baristas?
Yeah. Well, because they're all aspiring to climb up the ladder and get to the top. Most of them never will.
When you say inexpensive...
Why is that? Oh, go on, Nathan.
When you say inexpensive work, are we talking like Nogales, Mexico, Tijuana?
Sometimes, yeah. Tijuana's not far. You can get a BBL in Tijuana. You know, you can get Botox for $1 a unit. I mean, there's billboards for discount Botox all over town. So I think that's where most of the baristas go.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's it should be accessible for everyone, but it should be worse for poor people and much better for rich people. And that's how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
You should have better stuff.
Well, that's
it costs
like
more.
Mike, you said you seemed impassioned about something, so I want to give you space to.
Damn, I forgot. I said, what can give you that cutting edge? But really, I want to go back here. We got massage, hair. Do we do makeup? You have a makeup person?
I have 4.
Oh,
depending on the look, the time of day, the type of event.
Yeah, and those guys you have to
nighttime,
keep
daytime.
Up. It's like a NORAD thing. Like they have to be awake 24/7. So one person will do it's like firefighters. One person will do a 24-hour shift. Then the next one comes in, and that person gets to rest.
One's doing body contouring they're coming in with bronzer on my triceps to create a line.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And spray tanning me. In the nude, always I work in the nude. Partially for the fawns, the fish, and partially to intimidate them, to entice them.
I was just gonna say you force a power dynamic within.
Of course.
That. Yeah. I was just gonna say the person that gives you internal organ massaging, you have to keep them on a tight leash because they could very easily slip human feces or something into one of your internal organs and poison you.
Yeah,
you say that looks like a bad thing.
I mean, if you get like a small piece of human feces in your, in a body cavity somewhere, when this person's massaging you, that's gonna fuck you up.
Sorry, Nathan. I'm not trying to make fun of you.
Fecal transplant.
Fecal transplant.
I knew where you were going with this. Yeah.
Nathan, have you ever heard of this?
No. I mean,
I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but it seems like you haven't heard of it,
and
you keep talking about it. Do you know what a fecal fucking transplant is?
I don't. Tell me
it's 101. This is 101. Health stuff.
Okay, sure.
No, it's a real thing, man.
Sure.
You gotta
take the feces of a healthy person with a perfect gut biome.
This is good,
right? Mike,
Yeah.
do you want to say anything about it?
No, you go ahead. You got it.
Does the Midwesterner want to mansplain this to me?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
and they put their poop up your butt, and you know, it helps populate your microbiome. If yours is stripped, you can make yours more rich. It's so cool.
That is so cool. God, imagine you being the one who's your feces is being injected into the rectums of a bunch of people. How cool is that?
A lot of it comes from Gwyneth.
Yeah. I could see that.
You can trace it back.
Yeah.
Gwyneth.
She is famous for having the most splendid microflora.
She's like the Genghis Khan of fecal matter.
Yeah. God, imagine
fecal
her
flora.
team.
Oh, imagine her team.
I would love to just be a fly on the wall of her team.
If I could only touch the hem of the garment of a team member of Gwyneth.
Like, talking about Genghis Khan, like, if you cross her, if somebody on her team crosses her, she is redirecting a river over your entire family plot of, gravestones, so that nobody ever remembers anybody in your family ever existed.
Just like washes it all away.
Just completely savage.
Exactly.
I wrote a little. My bad.
And that's how you get to be queen. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. You're breaking down the team, and I keep getting sidetracked.
I know. I just keep throwing stuff out there. I don't know why. I guess I'm just amped up. I'm drinking Pepsi.
Stuff.
I'm drinking Pepsi instead of Coca-Cola today. It's got a little more sugar in it.
Is there a bullet in there?
Yeah. No, I did.
It's just straight up Pepsi.
It's just Pepsi.
Yeah.
This is what I want from my team. I want a team that's going to take care of me over themselves, because they know that if I'm not happy, the team is not going to be happy. If I'm not cared for, then the team is not going to be cared for. I want someone that can take a beating. They know when I need to beat them before I even know. I'll be throwing a temper tantrum and sobbing uncontrollably in my room. My room has a huge bed and a canopy. Moonlight is streaming into the room, and there's a balcony that's made out of polished stone. It's kind of like Aladdin came to mind when I saw this, when I was thinking about this. The mirror on my desk is broken because I've thrown a phone into it, and I've used black marker to draw and write stuff all over the walls. Lies is something I wrote. Other things I wrote. She told me she was true. Mommy left without a trance. I've also drawn different kind of eyes. I'm really big into drawing eyes. And I have a trademark cartoon sad face that I've drawn all over the place. It's kind of like the bad boy cartoon face. Kind of like Calvin-y is a baseball cap, but it's a little goth looking. Anyways, my beat boy comes in. I've never seen him talk. I never see him on the property. He just knows when to come out when I get into this kind of mood. His body is completely hairless, super white skin. He takes his clothes off and he is wearing an industrial strength leather underwear. And I beg him to leave me be, to just leave me be for the love of God. But he knows that this has to be done. So he picks me up and he's so strong. It's insane. He actually grabs my hands and starts beating himself with my hands. And I'm crying and I'm telling him to just stop. And eventually I stop fighting him and I find myself just beating him. And I know that I'm not going to stop until I give him his medicine like the big boy that he is. And it escalates into straight up torture. Like I'm heating up water and an electrical teapot and stuff and like pouring it on him. And he's screaming, but he's a professional and he takes it. That's someone that I want on my team.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for sharing.
Wait, hold on. Yes?
Mike was talking about, me and Mike have been throwing around this idea where it's like civil, like you're it's like mandatory service that you have to go like spend a week at this location in every region has a location. It's basically a place where people can go and torture you to like blow off steam. So like you're doing like a civil service by going and then like, you know, if somebody has a bad day at work, they can stop off at this place and beat you. And I was telling Brooke about the idea that there's like a municipality has like a place where people volunteer to get tortured, you know, so people can blow off steam.
Oh yeah,
so like
yeah.
You're like, you're coming home from work, you're having a bad day. You don't want to bring that shit home to your family. You stop off at this place. You know, you can rent a rubber hose and just go to town on somebody. Anyways.
And that person is clearing their own karma, so to speak. They
Exactly.
have bad deeds that they're living with, and that's where they go to kind of expunge them. It's almost like a new version of what the, you know, Catholic priests would do. You pay for a little permission slip and they'd say, oh yeah, you're cleared.
Yeah, it's like self-flagellation, except it's somebody else doing it to you.
Yeah, in a more bureaucratic, modern way, which is preferential to me, at least.
Yeah, regulated.
Yeah. Regulated.
Yeah. You get Band-Aids afterwards or whatever.
Yeah. State-sponsored, you know.
Let me ask you,
toenail replacement.
Oh, God.
Toenail transplant.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, back to transplants. Fecal transplants. Would you rather your team be giving you a combination of their fecal, I don't want to say their stuff, you know what I mean? Their binom, or would you rather it be you giving it to them?
Me give it to them.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I want them to be on my exact same bowel frequency at all times.
Yeah.
You know.
And the shit rolls downhill, so to speak, or literally in this case.
Yeah.
I'm only going to take the feces from a Gwyneth, somebody that's above me.
Right,
I'm not going to take it from underneath.
Right.
And to Nathan's point, if I found out that one of them was giving me an illicit fecal transplant from themselves, they would be hung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On site.
Yeah, that's even more potent. Like I was thinking like they would put feces in you as to like give you E. coli, but I think it'd be even more.
Why would they do that?
Because they're people. I mean, Brooke will tell you, people in that town. No, they'll stab you in the back and try to take what's yours. So you have to be. I mean, what's the point of having this extremely strict regimen of discipline? It's because the people are closer to you have more opportunity to harm you. You know. And in a town like this, in LA or DC, it's just like if you show any vulnerability, you're dead. Anyways, so if your masseuse is low key inserting their own feces into you to try to fuck up your biome and make it more like theirs, that's, I would say, even worse than trying to give you E. coli.
It's true. Oof. It's like, I don't want your brain fog.
No. Yeah, I don't want your long COVID. I don't want your
your erectile dysfunction.
Your imposter syndrome. I don't want your imposter syndrome. You know,
you have to be so careful in this town.
Yeah,
you have to be so careful.
You know what I just pictured that I think would be a cool thing for you to do, Brooke? I think your squad, you'd be able to pull it off with your squad. I just imagine like Gwyneth Paltrow and her team one day going in and being like, okay, call it team meeting. I want you guys, I'm really looking for honesty in my team. And I want you guys to all just be completely 100% transparent with me. Give me feedback. You can be critical. I welcome constructive critical feedback. And just seeing who has the fucking balls to say anything, make them scramble because they know.
Is safe. You can say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should have a ringer in there.
You have to say something. Yeah. You have to walk this tightrope of pretending that you're saying something critical, but not actually saying something critical as to enrage your master.
Yeah, the master.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's along the lines of what Mike was saying about his tactic with the feet. You go in and you say, no, his feet are Cinderella's feet are beautiful, right?
Cinderella.
And it's like, they have to be quick enough to know that they're being tested.
Right.
This is not a safe space. It's never been a safe space. I would never claim to actually make a safe space. So that right there should be a red flag. If they're smart enough to be on my team, they should know that.
That's like something you say publicly when you're being sued by someone from your team.
Yeah, of course. Safe space is something for, for like a publicity statement.
No, but you're just straight up denying it in the news. You're like, I never said it was a safe space.
Yeah.
Just not
I would
backing down.
never conduct business in a safe space.
Yeah. You know that I hate to keep talking about Gwyneth, but it like, I mean, if she's who I would model this all after, is, when she tried to kill that guy at the ski lodge.
Yeah.
And she botched it.
She's just a sick freak.
It was like I think she was doing like demonstrating that in front of her team that she could kill any one of them.
Yeah.
Like killing this loudmouth.
Yeah. And she could get away with it. Yeah. Much like Alec Baldwin, he can just shoot somebody on a film if he wants to, and
get away with that.
Love to know
basically get away with it.
Be on Saturday Night Live next day. No questions asked.
He leaned in, like the footage that the cutting room floor footage from that scene. He leaned in and whispered something to the guy.
Shut the fuck up! Are you serious?
He blew his head off. No,
that's insane, dude. What about?
I think it'd be cool if he did.
Said, I hope you're gonna enjoy this.
Yeah. He's like, Alec Baldwin's about to fucking blow your head off.
Oh my
God. Pulls the trigger.
You should be honored.
For real though, I forgot that Gwyneth Paltrow had like a miniseries on Netflix where they like went to like I don't even know what the fuck they were doing. I just remember there being a series of like photos of her posse's like vaginas. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
They were going to a thing where it's just like, maybe it was like an accept your body thing, but whatever. Point of the story is she made her whole entourage do this humiliation ritual. You know what I mean? For Netflix. Pretty powerful.
It was a docu-series.
Yeah.
It's a candle that smells like
her pussy.
Her vagina, yeah.
So how'd she come up with that scent? You know what I'm saying? She's got the team pulling 12-hour shifts.
Okay.
She's like, okay, come in and take a whiff. Tell me what you smell. She's making them all smell her pussy.
That's insane.
She's harvesting that squirt or whatever from sweatshops in Malaysia, I promise you.
Oh yeah.
She's doing a Kathy Lee Gifford.
She's doing a squirt transplant.
Squirt transplant, yeah.
What do you guys want from a driver? I feel like
that's your point person.
Okay.
Like they're taking the gun charge. They're they're telling claiming the police that they beat the guy to death. Like everything that you do out and about, they're going to take the rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be extremely and heavily armed, obviously.
What do they look like? What do you think they look like?
Russian.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's where I go.
I pictured Ving Rhames.
A little ambiguous, a little more ambiguous, a little shorter.
Shorter, big guy.
Bald.
Isn't like doesn't necessarily fit, but doesn't have to be because he's got old man moves,
Yeah, strong.
He can throw his weight around. Naturally intimidating.
Yeah.
Right. But a cool customer.
And also sexy.
Exactly.
Very if you need a little
sexy. He'll tell you, like, and this is the thing with the driver. The driver, you can't treat like all these other fucking idiots. All these other hangers on. You can't abuse your driver like that because your driver, you need them to be able to fight better than you, drive better than you, fuck better than you, do everything better than you, because they are the ones that are going to be in charge of you when you're too blackout drunk to make it home, or when the shit hits the fan, you need somebody who's solid, so you can't risk you need somebody that isn't going to be a pushover. You need another alpha who's your alpha. that makes sense.
Exactly.
Why is he so loyal? What's the exception with him? He's not going to put barbecue sauce in his feces and stick it in your butt or anything like that, or like rearrange
That's why
your
you have to like treat
intestines,
them,
but
like treat them well, compensate them. Like you have to really lean into the whole loyalty thing, as like, because that's the thing with guys like that is we talked about this a little bit last time. Like I always say, Brooke, that Mike is like a beat dog. You know, like if you're kind to him, he's going to be extraordinarily loyal to you to the death. You know, like he will kill somebody for you. If you're at all even scared, hostile, any emotion other than just, you know, pure gracious love, he will turn on you, and that's like a driver. You need somebody like that, you know. So you have that loyalty. You treat them well. You show them love and compassion. You don't try to humiliate them like you do with these other fucking pieces of shit that you have around you.
Yeah, because when the rest of the team goes rogue, you have the driver to defend you. You have the driver on your side. That's why they need to be muscle.
Right.
You need to be in a deeply twisted sexual relationship with them.
Right.
They also have to be deeply voyeuristic, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like,
because they're not only are you guys fucking, they're the ones seeing everyone else you fuck in the back of the car.
Yeah. Like I picture that window divider going down.
Yeah.
And them just watching. Yeah. And while you're fucking, and your driver might be like, yo, hit him with the left stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Try hit him with the left stroke. You know what I mean? And it works because they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, you know everybody else's fuck style, but they know yours intimately.
Right.
Because they have to be able to call plays.
Yeah.
From the sidelines.
Exactly. It's like it's more of a family relationship, you know. Yeah. Like if you can get a family member to do that, great. That's the person that's going to look the other way on everything. If you like, say, Mike, you flip out. What's up? And you one of these like other idiots on your team, like your accountant or something, you know, like oof. You flip out and throw them off the roof of your condo.
Yeah,
you know? You need somebody who's going to take care of that, not one of these other idiots that's going to fuck it up. You know, you need somebody who's going to be locked in. You need at least one person on your team who's going to be that you can count on. In that, that way.
Brooke said there's a lot of people that are just like there to compliment. You know what I mean? That's not someone you would trust to, you know,
bury the body, not just know where it's buried, bury it.
Yeah, just to do just manual labor. So yeah, you're right. So
dig a deep grave.
The driver for sure.
So I feel like that's where the driver comes in. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the only one that's paid even remotely well on my team.
Yeah. And just like in like a softer sense, right? Like you're in a relationship with somebody that you actually care about, and you're like, this could be the one. Like you come off the airport, you land at LAX, you've been over, you know, in Europe filming, you come in and your driver is there and you're like, okay, you got 2 tickets to the opera. Here's some flowers. I got you a reservation at whatever restaurant, you know, your Armani suit is in the back. You know what I mean? This person that's going to look out for you and help you in your love life. You know, it's going to help. He's not just like the nitty gritty, the dirty stuff, but that's going to actually like, it's like a personal assistant that you would actually respect. Exactly.
Yeah. That's not
Does that make sense?
Derided constantly.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Like any of these guys on your other team, you could just like beat them within an inch of their life, and you know they would show up the next day with a smile on their face. So much, you can't respect anybody like that.
So much beating, so much destruction, and like torture and stuff. I mean, I'm just hearing us talk, and I'm just like, what's going on? Is that like really what teams are for? It's just like beating and stuff. What do you guys think of that? Do you hear yourselves?
Not really.
Yeah, I think it's pretty normal. I mean, when you strip everything down to its bones, like what do you have other than like brute physical force and power to leverage over people? in this kind of game that we're talking about, in this high stakes Hollywood political farm stuff.
Oh, I remember something Brooke was telling me. You said, did you ever notice that vein on Julia Roberts' forehead? And I was like, oh shit, you're right. I forgot about that. It's like something when you're a kid, you like definitely spot and you just think it's a normal thing. But then you look up photos of it and you're like, Jesus Christ, that fucking vein is so huge. And imagine being on her team and she is just having one of those days. That thing must be just vibrating, squirming
Popping
around
out.
up there.
Yes, it's like a worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise has one too, I think. I mean, I think I was like on that tip when I told you. I remember somebody else pointing this out and then I spread it to you, but that is something that a lot of actors have because it shows emotion. Because it's like,
I guess you're right.
Because it like shows, you can see like their blood pulsing or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. He has a prominent
He has one
vein.
too. There's like a bunch of actors and it's like you subconsciously register it.
Yeah.
But you can kind of like see what they're feeling.
Wow.
Do you know what we're talking about, Nathan?
You're talking about veins?
Can you picture Julia Roberts' forehead? Can you picture a giant vein on it?
I can't, but I know exactly what you're saying. It's like something about them that you can't identify it, but you feel it.
Exactly. Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
Angelina Jolie has it.
Whoa.
I'm gonna look that up.
Face veins.
Just look up Julia Roberts' vein.
List of celebs with big forehead
and now it's all
vein.
you can see.
Okay. What's her face from the OC, I guess?
Misha Barton?
I think so. But everyone else's face on this list is just...
shit.
I know.
Jackman?
Suddenly when you look at it, it's all you can see. But
Wait
you
a
only
second.
ever subconsciously registered it before now.
Leo, all the greats. Travolta? Is that right, though? This is just... Google search doesn't fucking work anymore.
Wait, John Travolta was...
No, that's not there. I misspoke. The internet told me something that wasn't true.
So let me ask you this, Brooke, as an insider.
As usual.
Is this something that is... Like, is it chicken or the egg? Do they become successful because they have this, or after they are successful, does like makeup go in and accentuate this?
Yeah. I mean, it could be a series of surgical procedures that they're forced to undergo in a sort of, I don't like to use this term because it's corny, but MK Ultra-esque set of rituals, where they're inducted into the cult. Inducted. Some sort of Illuminati, what have you.
Right.
I don't know. Or were they pre-selected to join the cult because they have the vein?
Right. Yeah.
It's an internal query. All I know is I wasn't pre-selected, and that's why I have to fight so hard and work my team so hard.
Yeah, it's like a handicap to not have a big bulging vein on your forehead.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I mean, to your point, it's like the stem cells from kids or whatever they put in their inject into their forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like tightens it so far.
Yeah,
that their veins just that and all the drugs that they do just to like make it through the day probably just like pops it out.
I know. I'm wondering if Judy Garland had one, and she was on so many uppers and downers. They really kept them back in line back in that day. It was like a tight schedule of.
Courtney Love has it.
Oh, whoa. Her dad worked for the CIA.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He was like an LSD distributor.
Let me see this. Oh my God, he was an LSD guy. Just like you said, the Grateful Dead.
I read that somewhere.
He was on tour with the Grateful Dead. So yeah, it's like who really controls these people?
Interesting. It seems like they just can do whatever the fuck they want. Okay, I wrote another little thing. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yep,
absolutely.
My team knows how to make me look good. If I look bad, the team looks bad. Then people are less likely to hire me to do Hollywood things, which pays a lot of money and keeps the team fed. One member of my team has to maintain an exact body weight and dimensions as me. Does that make sense? They have to have similar bone structure, and they have to eat everything I eat and work out as much as I work out. They have to be able to do the same amount of drugs that I do. If, for example, the game is on and I do a dab hit and drink an entire Heineken and then exhale, this team member has to do the same exact thing. You've heard of plate for plate. Well, this is hit for hit. And then I'll watch them to see if they are changing in any way. Like if I see them laughing maybe just a little too hard at an entertaining commercial or a video I share with them on my phone. If they start laughing a little bit harder or acting a little more relaxed after doing hit after hit of dab, I get super pissed off at him. I will sometimes test them by smoking something a little less powerful and then give them something a little more powerful and see if it changes them in any way. And if it does, I get consumed with the rage and I'll start yelling at them at how corny they are, that they can't handle their shit. And then I call them a little ass bitch and start punching them in the chest and stuff. Seriously, if you can't roll like me, that's a huge liability in my team.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's inspiring, you know? Here I thought you were this little boy from the Midwest, but you've got some tricks up your sleeve, buddy.
Yeah.
It's not all. The streets are rough around here. Streets of Chicago. It's not a joke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just thinking I would do before you clock into work on my team. You have to pass a urinalysis.
Okay.
To make sure that your bloodstream, that your urines are clear. I don't permit any kind of substance use of any kind on my team.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. If you get anything, it's because I told you to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
mean, I would
controlling.
assume. I like to keep them drugged constantly, but you're right. It should be on your schedule, not theirs.
Right. Like you have a makeup person, you can't afford to have them drunk, stoned, anything like that.
Seeing stuff that's not there.
Yeah.
No matter how much pain you put them through.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, I don't care if you had surgery, you're not taking Percocet around me. Like you'll have to figure it out, join another team.
Ew.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, your house sitting right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely not my house. Got these two little
nice. There's a skylight.
doggies.
Oh, let's see them.
I don't know, I'll show you the dogs. They're right there. Tried to get one to jump on my lap, but he wouldn't.
Oh, those are cool.
Oh.
Mooney Dennis, come here.
I like how they're looking away like they weren't.
Yeah, they were
They're
looking
not
at. Yeah,
obsessed.
they're ignoring you. They're going to be punished for later. Come here. Let's see. Come here. He's reluctant. I think they want something from me. I think maybe they want to go outside. Come
That's
here.
a cool.
Oh, there he goes. Show the people your beautiful face.
Oh,
Aw.
yeah.
Nice,
For our
sweetie.
listeners at home, this guy, he looks like the creature from he kind of looks like Master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja
does.
Turtles. Do you guys
Really
get that?
does.
Yeah, he's cute.
He's a
Absolutely,
very
yeah.
magical kind of creature.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And his name's Thermos.
That's a really cute
He's
name.
cool.
He's really
Yeah.
cute. He's
He's an old
that's-
man. He's got old man eyes.
Yeah, he has kind of an ancient. When he gazes into your eyes, you feel the centuries passing you by.
Yeah, he's the kind of dog where like if you were taking a dump with the door of the bathroom open and that guy walked by, you would close the door because
Yeah, you're like, I can't be seen.
you'd fill you with a sense of shame to have this beautiful dog, wise dog watching you shit.
Yeah,
Oh, for
kind of
sure.
like that 24/7. I'll be talking to myself like a mad woman. Then I look over him. He's just looking at me. It's like, you heard all that, didn't you?
Yeah, but he doesn't judge you. You know, that's what you have to learn. The judgment is something internal. You
That's
put on
something that
yourself.
I'm putting on him, and I'm projecting it
Exactly.
on him.
Yeah,
And he can feel that too, and it's it's harmful for his health.
yeah. I think it would be cool to have as a team member, you have a dog on your team that you treat better than all the other team members. You feed them like regular food.
Yeah,
They
you let
sleep,
them sit at the table.
They sit at the table while everybody else doesn't. There's some kind of window where like they're in their barracks, and then there's a one-way mirror where they can see into the dog's domicile, which is very nice and clean. And
He's wearing a bow
they get-
tie.
he's wearing a bow tie. He gets to take showers, and he doesn't have to fight for phone time or shower time, and he just is treated better than everybody else.
Yeah, it's a simple, just basic tactic, but it really is effective to treat an animal better than your team.
Yeah.
Remind them that they're lower than dogs.
Yeah. Because honestly, they are. If they find themselves in the situation that we're describing, then they are.
Yeah, if they find themselves working for me,
yeah,
you deserve it.
Yeah,
you deserve whatever's coming to you.
Yeah,
it's like you all fucked up to be here working for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know that right off the bat. You found yourself applying for a job working for me. You fucked up.
Yeah, you took some kind of wrong turn in your life.
Yeah, and there's no recourse.
Saying. The interview. That's like the interview. Congratulations, you're getting the job.
Your path to financial and career success is off the back or the scraps of my career. You're fucked. You're completely fucked.
Yep.
But there's a way out. I guess you got to like promise, dangle something over them. You work with me, you spend enough time watching me beat you, torture you, starve you, play mind games with you, do sick, twisted shit to you every day. You're going to be better for it. This is Los Angeles, city of dreams.
Yeah.
I'm about to drag you into my nightmare.
All you need is one of your piece of shit team members to make it,
Yeah.
Just show that's all you need.
To show the other ones that it's possible.
Like you just need one Vin Diesel.
Yeah, you just you make sure that one of them gets a good job, but then you promise it to the rest of them and then absolutely never give it to them. And in fact, try to thwart them or get in their way if they do try to excel outside of your power dynamic, essentially.
Yeah, because they'll all in the back of their head, they'll be like, well, look at Vin Diesel. He made it, and they'll keep striving for that one, and they'll ignore the fact that, like you have your boot on their neck.
Was he a part of a Traj?
I don't know. I just have to imagine like a guy like that elevated through some artificial means.
Yeah, he's almost like an industry plant. Like I would be surprised if he didn't have a forehead vein.
He came out of nowhere. He came out hot in Boilerplate or Boiler Room or whatever. Yeah.
Sorry,
and then just kind of just started getting lead star roles, and he's fine. I got no problem with Vin, but
this guy's face is so fucking smooth.
Yeah.
This guy's like he looks like an eraser.
Yeah, he's an eraser head.
Yeah, he looks gummy. Yeah. Like if he touched his face, it would just feel like rubber. So like, smooth, hairless almost.
I know you think Channing Tatum did some nefarious stuff to get where he is, but he is 10 times more charming than Vin. You know what I mean?
Channing,
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Vin's just got the voice.
Channing is also, he's kind of weird looking, which I think is part of his appeal.
Yeah, he does have like a certain kind of like boy next door look.
It's kind of puff. Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird about his face.
His eyes he's got hooded eyelids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Lips are kind of puffy.
Yeah, they're puffy. They're not big. They're puffy.
There's something puffy about his face. Maybe it's just steroids. Maybe he's just got the roid face. It's probably that.
He's the kind of guy, if he's roid raging, he doesn't get loud at all.
He gets really quiet.
He just, he squeezes you and shit. You know what I mean?
Like a python.
Exactly.
Like look at Vin Diesel. Pull up a picture of Vin Diesel and then say, why was this guy for several years like the most popular action movie star?
He's got
in America.
Well, I guess when he was younger,
he must have been part of the tribe.
He had guns. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think he probably rode the back of I don't know, whoever to get there.
I feel like every picture I click of him looks totally different.
Look at this one I found. This is
same
so silly. This you can add this to your Twitter.
Oh God, that thing.
Yeah, add it to the Twitter. Oh, it's just, I'm
What?
having a hard time getting this picture for some reason. I tried to do a screenshot, but then it was highlighting. Oh my God, this is making it so unprofessional. My team's gonna hear from me after this.
Yeah, it's definitely that's the other thing. Nothing is ever your fault ever.
No. I mean, where the hell are they?
Yeah.
It's just me and the dogs. Sometimes it's like, did I make the entire team up? Did I make this entire thing up? I don't know.
You're putting it on. You're putting it on the Twitter.
Trying to get this picture. Okay, it's just that thing when it's like a web page, and you're like, I don't want a web page. I want a fucking JPEG.
Check out this picture of Vin with a samurai sword, 2 samurai swords.
Wow. I don't know. What do you think about this picture? Oh, this is from his website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is good. This is hot. Okay, I'm almost ready to. I know this is probably thrilling listening for our thrilling listening.
I feel like once we start looking at
talk about
actors,
pictures.
Yeah.
Once we start doing like looking stuff up online and talking about it, that's usually when we'll cut that part out.
Okay. I got a little something here.
Okay.
Tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you'd rework it. Whatever. In my team, we respect each other because this whole business is built upon people respecting each other. Another one of my team members makes sure the other team members stay in line. So first things first, what? I'll put out an ad. Oh, yeah. See, it's gummy.
It's great, right?
Looks
It's a great, funny picture.
You think
he's got a vein on the side?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that qualifies.
Like phrenologically.
I mean, he looks like he's made out of Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. This is like an initiation of how I get a new team member in. Okay, I put out an ad asking for team members, and I invite them to my crib, show them a good time, see how they get along with the other team members. They will repeatedly ask the applicant if they have checked out the swimming pool. Oh, you must check out the swimming pool. Mike absolutely loves the swimming pool. Eventually, they will be encouraged to take a dip with me in the swimming pool, and I'll be splashing around in there, pretending to be having the best time in the world with a smile on my face that's not believable at all. Something will definitely feel off, but the applicants will feel pressured to get into the pool. Some of them never get in, but if they do, the ones will realize instantly that it isn't a pool, but it's actually a giant bathtub that we all use. Let me go more into this for you. So the applicant will get in, and I will be holding their hands in the middle of the pool and whisper talking to them. I'll be like, "Do you trust me?" You know what I mean? Like I'm super close to their face, staring at them. Do you want to be part of our team? Do you trust us? Do you want to be one of us? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Terrence Malick stuff. The applicant looks back at all of the other members who have quietly slipped into the pool, and they're now circling us, slowly walking closer and closer to us. And they're holding baby soap in racks. If the applicant says that they trust me and they want to be part of it, I start thrashing around like I'm a little baby and I can't swim. And the other members will start chanting, "Hold him, wash him, hold him, wash him." The applicant, if they are true of heart, will hold me down the best they can while I'm thrashing around and try to wash me under my armpits, under my chin, make sure my face is clean, my hands and my bottom. And if they're doing a good job, I calm down and I'm just resting in their arms, and then I urinate in the water. The applicant looks around and everyone else has also urinated into the water, and they start chanting, "Drink, drink." The applicants must drink the water with us, and we all drink the water together, and that's how I know that they can be trusted.
I'm learning so much from this. Tips, tricks.
It's theory.
Practice, rituals of initiation. This is enlightening in a way I didn't expect.
Yeah.
From a chud from Chicago.
Yeah. Somebody's brain damage from eating too much corn. You know what I thought would be cool is hearing you talk. So we've been talking a lot of like celebrity teams, but Okay, so imagine this. I'm just like a entrepreneur, like not really hard to pin down exactly what I do. Like I do some real estate stuff, I do some crypto stuff, I do some I have some passive income, and I'm a landlord for like a bunch of slum properties, things like that, and I bring a bunch of like young, hungry dudes up in to kind of like learn from me. But I think it'd be cool, instead of treating them all like shit, I just single one guy out and like treat them like shit and kind of gaslight them,
Yeah.
And something that just kept coming to my mind is like I have all my guys count my money for me. Like I get all my cash, all my money's in cash. I hide it around my gigantic McMansion property, and then I have the guys count it as like a lesson thing, and I single out one of the guys who I want to basically like he this is going to be the one that is going to be like my successor, basically, And so as he's sleeping, I make little paper cuts on his hands, like that are imperceptible. Like he'll wake up and he'll be like, "What the fuck?" But he won't really know what's happening, And he'll just assume it's from counting all his money,
Right.
And then his hands will just be swollen and red. I won't bore you guys with the details, but we just go, I end up like,
I'm listening.
punishing him, torturing him in all sorts of different ways, right to the point where he's about to just like lose it.
Yeah.
And then everybody turns to him and we're like, surprise, this is our initiation. Come in, you're one of us,
Like, how is he
part of the team? Like he's at the point where he's,
what's he doing?
He's been eating shit. He's been literally eating shit. He's been beaten. He's been cut. He's been hit by a car. He's been all sorts of charges, taking the rap for all these things that we've been talking about. And he's about to just give it all up, go back to living in his 1-bedroom apartment at the YMCA. He's getting ready to pack up, and like a bunch of floodlights come on, and everybody, the rest of the team is like, you made it, you made it through this gauntlet. You popped your cherry. You're one of us now, and he's expected to just forget and forgive all this just like brutal torture that he's been through.
Yeah, it's like an
and if you could,
Ashton Kutcher jumps out, kind of.
Exactly.
You've been punked.
He's been punked in a way where he's just been completely broken down, and everything in his life has been turned upside down. But if he's able to make it through, then he gets to sit at the table with me, and eat from my plate and basically learn from me and like how to do real estate scams.
Yeah. He like takes care of you when you're old.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he needs you, like you need him.
It's not like a constant enduring punishment and subserviency. It's just like a really intense gauntlet initiation thing, Yeah, and all the other guys on the team, all the other guys on the team are just paid actors.
Okay. Yeah, because I would wonder like what their deal is. It's
like a Kundun thing. I've never seen that movie, but I imagine that's what it was about.
Yeah, I would imagine as well. Having never seen it as myself.
Something similar. That's how the Dalai Lama is picked.
It's how sororities and fraternities work.
Yeah, it's just it's just a hazing thing. Those
boneheads can pull it off. Why not us,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I dream of having a team.
I dream of a team. Someday you'll move to LA and you'll have a team just like me or DC, just like Nathan. You'll have a group of people to belittle and humiliate.
Yeah.
To take out how you feel about yourself on other people. And I wish that for you, Mike.
In the end, you're torturing yourself when you torture them, and they're happy to be there. They should be so lucky,
It's all part of the grind. It's part of the grind set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Isn't it crazy that what time is it in California right now?
6:50.
That's fucked up.
I know. It's like we're all in different dimensions.
I know. I kept looking it up. I was like, wait, it's 2 hours earlier? That's insane. And I I was spiraling a little bit. I was like, what if I told her the wrong time? Did I tell her the wrong time? Does she understand it's 5:30 your time, you know?
I'm like, Mike, I've been on Zoom for 2 hours.
That would be so embarrassing. And then I was like, you get to see